Well, it's raining. Today's Wednesday, April 5th. Not sure how much rain we got. I need to go check the gauge, but a decent amount. It'll cool the burners a little bit. We definitely won't be doing anything this week, and probably not till the first to the middle of next week, which is kind of what I planned anyway. Hopefully around the 11th, 12th, 13th we'll possibly start, but got my planter here in the shop, and I pulled the sprayer in here just because I couldn't get Dad's planter in here, but Dad's planter is ready to go. I'm just going through here, doing some last minute things on mine, just checking the tire pressures. Each one of these transport tires takes 65 PSI. I've just got 3 more to do here, and that'll be it. Dad and Jonathan, I think Matthew's on his way here. Jonathan's actually up here tinkering. What are you doing?
I'm gonna clear out some fields on the monitor.
He's getting the monitor set up. We'll probably be using this sprayer next week. Dad and Jonathan have been working on, we got a lot going on here. Dad and Jonathan put a new water pump on this little tractor. I don't think they filmed any of this, but right there's the new water pump right there. We believe the old one had a hole in it. We hope anyway, because we're not sure where it was leaking exactly. We thought it was cracked. So Dad went to go get a new hose to put on there, or no, a new belt. I guess a new belt right here goes on this fan pulley. So he'll throw that on there. This is Dad's little utility chore tractor. It's got a little loader on it. He feeds silage to his cows every day. And then I just received in the mail from Martin Industries, which are the brand of my row cleaners. This is an row cleaner air control box. Basically, this you can take into your cab and can control your up and down pressure of your row cleaners from inside the cab. So I will hopefully get started on this today. Actually, I know I will, because I'm going to start on it after I get the air pressure checked. So that's what we're doing today. All the seed is in. Most of all the equipment is ready. And hopefully we'll be planting next week. Yuck, looks like my gauge is kind of got some gunk in it. Looks like about 5/10, half inch, 5 1/2. I think the rain's done for today. Well, I took these old gauges and regulators off right here, and what I'm gonna do, here's the supply, or these are the lines going to the down, got it written here, and the up pressure. And so these have to go into the cab, and I could just put a union, push to connect union on these, which I think I've got some, but I'm gonna put a female 90 and a male 90 on here, so that way I can actually mount these to this plate, and then these hoses will go right into it. Actually, it's going to be like this. That'll be like that, and then this female will thread onto here. It'll point that way, if you guys can see that, going up to the cab. That way, if I want to remove these hoses and pull the monitor out of the cab, I can just, these are just push to connect fittings, so you can remove them pretty easily. So that way I can do that. So I'm drilling these holes out a little bigger. I got to drill one more for the tank line, supply line coming in here. Okay, I got these push to connect fittings put in here. You can see it's much more rigid than just having a union flopping around there. So these will hook right into there, and then the lines coming out of the cab, there'll be 3 lines coming out of the cab, they'll hook right into here. 1, 2, 3.
What's up, everybody? Hopping in the semi here. Just got a call from Monsanto, who we grew seed beans for last year, and we've got about 30 to 35,000 bushels of beans that have yet still to be hauled in, and they just called us saying that they don't need those beans, and so now we have to haul it in about 2 days because we're gonna start planting. This truck, we had it unhooked from the hopper bottom because it's gonna be hooked onto the tender trailer for spraying, so we're hopping in it to go get the hopper bottom and then the other truck and trailer, and we're gonna get the auger set up and get these preloaded tonight and haul in tomorrow. But tomorrow is Good Friday, so the elevator is closing at noon, and then we'll have to finish up on Monday. So. Alrighty, just got the auger set up. Luke's backing up one truck now. Like I said, gonna get both of them preloaded, and then we'll start hauling in first thing tomorrow morning. Can only haul till noon because it's Good Friday. So get these two trucks loaded up. While John and I were getting the trucks and trailers, these boxes came in. There is 2 automatic graphite applicators and then a new flexible tube, which you guys saw, that we're going to put on that old bean tender. Mount and make our own brackets for both seed tenders, so that'll be fun to try to get done here in about 3 days. So. We had everything caught up and ready to go, then a couple things just kind of hit us at once, which is about how it normally goes, so oh well. Alrighty, so here's the new tube to go on the end of that auger. Here's one of these graphite appliers, inductors, eductors, inoculators, whatever you want to call them. Gonna mount it somewhere there. Shouldn't take too long. Should bolt up pretty easily. Gonna have to get some spacers for the bottom because this wagon is slightly angled. But other than that, should be pretty straightforward. Decided to go ahead and work on this tonight. Hopefully gonna get most of it done because I'm gonna stick around here till dark. Then go across the road and listen for some turkeys because my wife and I are gonna go turkey hunting next week. So gotta scout those suckers, but we'll get on with this seed tender. Alrighty, so I got that spout and new hose on there. Didn't take too long, so that'll be nice. And then here's the graphite applicator. We're gonna mount right in there, and then it'll go through that tube over to there. But I'll show you a bit better once we get going on it tomorrow afternoon after we haul some beans. And then we should be pretty well ready to go. We do have to put one of those on the corn tender as well, so keep you guys up to date.
I knew this was going to happen. That's why we quit growing seed beans this year, for reasons like this. They released every one of our bins for oversupply. So, and we're off. Cold out this morning, like 35 degrees. About got the timing just perfect on these trips. As soon as one truck pulls in, the other truck is just finishing up filling and ready to take off again. Our efficiency is pretty good right now.
we go again. Another load.
Sun is shining. That's good. Gonna dry the ground out. I switched with Matthew a little while ago. So he and Jonathan are hauling, and Dad and my brother Brett, who is from Chicago, or lives in Chicago, he came home this weekend for Easter, so he and Dad are on their way to a cattle sale. Let me show you what I ran to Ace Hardware this morning and just bought some of this flex hose. It's made to go around wires and whatnot, kind of like this stuff. So I'm running my airlines, three airlines all the way through it, so it'll give it a little cleaner look. I didn't have enough airline that came from the factory for that box, so there's some union couplers here, which is fine because this is probably where I'm going to disconnect it every year after planting. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more hose wrap on this and get it snaked through here. To do a good job, it takes forever. This is a very simple, straightforward job, but just trying to take my time to make it look nice, because shouldn't have to ever do it again, I hope. Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here what are you guys doing?
Cool bars up, Marv. Well, we got what we could have hauled this morning, I think 7 loads, and then so now we're working on the graphite applicator.
This is this is our most prized possession on the whole farm. From 1972. I'm not sure what year it is. It's pretty old though. It's like a 300 bushel wagon. A lot of people used to haul in with these wagons, but I don't know. It works pretty well. It's cheaper than a $30,000 or $40,000 seed tender, but they're gonna mount this thing right here on this wagon, so they gotta do a little fabricating. I'm gonna finish my airline project. All right. 3, 2, 1. It is pumping up. See if our gauge goes up. Gauge is going up. That is good. All right, I tested it out. Got my up pressure turned up to about 90 pounds, down pressure about 30 pounds, and the tank is about 140. And the row cleaners are up, which they should be. So I'll go out there and check it out. Pretty sweet. I'm excited about that. You can see they're up here. See, there's more pressure going up than there's down. Pretty awesome. They're all up. You guys that don't have row cleaners, I highly recommend the Martins. I've only run these for 1 year, but we had an old Kinsey 2600 and it had Martin row cleaners on there, and we had that thing for like a long time, like 17 years I think, and never once had a bearing go out on those row cleaners. Fantastic company and very high quality. Kinsey's putting on the Yetters on their new 5000 series planters. I don't know, Yetter makes some good products. I believe Martin's got them beat in the row cleaner department, so pretty impressive. I'll go up here and lower them down just so you guys can see them go down. So to lower them down, you can either crank up the down pressure higher than the up pressure, or just release the up pressure. So these are pretty cool. You pull those out and that allows you to adjust them. You can see the air pressure going down. There they go. Now I just need to go through and clean up all my zip ties, cut them off, and we put silicone around where our cords are going in here to seal that up, because I don't like rain or dust getting inside. So anyway, looks like Matthew and Jonathan are getting a little further along on their talc machine.
Alrighty, well, we got the 4 bolt holes drilled. Hopefully it lines up, because it was kind of a, where you at? 2.5 situation. So I gotta climb up in there and hold a wrench on the inside, or use the impact gun rather, and we'll get that thing bolted on and then commence to putting the rest of it together. Okay, so that's what it looks like sitting there on the side of the wagon. Got to cut down the auger that goes from here into the sump and then on up out that way. As you guys can see, we've got the graphite applicator all mounted up, good to go, bolted in, strapped in place. Got the little auger going in, and it dumps the graphite right in there. And for those of you who don't know, graphite is a seed lubricant that makes the seed flow easier in the planter. So we got the main part set up, but we figured when we were going to wire it to the switch that is up there that turns on this auger, because we wanted the auger and the applicator to turn on at the same time. Somehow that switch wiring is messed up, and that's why we're always having a constant draw on our battery. So we're gonna have to redo basically all the wiring, which shouldn't take too long, but we'll get that done, and then hopefully that'll solve all of our problems, and this will be done, and we can go to mounting that one onto the corn tender. I just got this seed tender wrapped up, got everything rewired. It's got all new wiring from the switch box down the auger over to the battery, and then from the talc applicator over. So everything, the auger and the applicator, will all turn on just from the flick of a switch on that box up there. That way we don't have to worry about flipping 2 switches or forgetting to do one or the other. So like I said, as the grain or the seed comes out, this will auger talc directly into it, up the auger and into the planter. So pretty slick. Took a little bit longer than I was expecting because of the wiring, but hey, it's all good and new and ready to go now. So I think that's all we got for you today for this video. I do appreciate you watching, and catch us on the next one for hopefully planting.